Well, I first became a volunteer about, say, 3 to 4 years ago.
I became a volunteer in the mid-90s. Was in a young men's group.
My first real engagement with the youth service was when I was 14 years of age.
It's a long time ago when I started volunteering.
I became involved in youth work in 1972.
So I first started last summer.
Yeah, I came through the system.
I started off volunteering here, so I came through Ogres.
I became a volunteer in 2017.
I think some of the barriers and challenges to people volunteering are probably maybe not knowing that there's opportunities out there, not thinking about it. Also, a lot of people want jobs and they want paid, and a lot of young people come out of schools and their parents want them to go and get jobs, and they don't realise the benefits of volunteering until they do it.
The barriers to volunteering and the obstacles, I would say, would be schoolwork, time commitments, Also would say part-time jobs would have a big restriction, on not so much recruiting volunteers, but definitely retaining them. So we do recruit them quite easily, but I would say retaining them is the biggest problem, because obviously they have education and have to focus on their own education, and then it's hard to turn down money if somebody's offering you a part-time job. So to me, I would say that's the biggest barriers we face with young people in retaining them.
Obstacles that I think that face young people getting involved in youth work are confidence, the lack of confidence in themselves.
Fear, basically. Fear, just having no friends. Like when I started as a volunteer, I had no friends in terms of staff members, or the staff members I didn't know personally. So that was a wee bit scary for me, and I had to just make friends with them basically.
I think it's just the fear of what other people would think. You coming here and not knowing what, feeling unwanted, or I know it's not, youth club doesn't make you feel that way, but some people obviously have their own issues, and it takes a lot for them to actually come and experience it and getting out of their wee shell.
Some people would think that volunteering is really hard work because you're working with kids, and they might not be able to have the patience to deal with children.
For some young people, they have a perception, and particularly over the years, but for myself at the time, reading and writing, education. Educational attainment is very low in some of the areas across the city. It's one of the biggest challenges, where young people don't have the confidence to even fill out an application form.
Well, the barriers for older people is family. If they have young children, or again, if they're working, you can't expect a person who's running the house to give up their time. Even as much as they might like to volunteer. Sometimes it's not practical. It's not easy to make a living these days, and every penny's a prisoner.
We have a lot of younger volunteers here at Dungannon Youth Resource Centre, and it's brilliant, and especially in the summertime. There's loads of them, and we get them in a few weeks before and do a wee bit of training about what our summer programmes are all about, and then they help out for the summer, and then a number of them will stay on throughout the rest of the year. But what we do struggle with is older volunteers who maybe have a set of skills, and we do every now and then get someone. We had a guy in volunteering with a basketball club who's a welder, and he's able to fix our basketball nets, and do things like that. We struggle with those type of volunteers. We could have, before the summer and when the good weather kicks in, the outside area here needs tidied up and needs cleaned, and a gardener type person. They're the kind of people that we need, and even the account side of things, the secretarial side of things. We get a secretary 3 days a week through our funding, where the other 2 days we don't have anybody, and there's loads of work that could be done, loads of, you know, and it's not that you would be asking someone to do loads, but small wee bits, it all helps.
Some barriers can be is that they probably live somewhere like say around like Craigavon or something, so it's harder for them to get in a lift. So that can be one of the barriers, even if they did want to do it, and especially in the summertime, they may be away to holiday, so that's another barrier there. So it's harder for them. It's basically it's transport and the lack of money as well that might be stopping someone. And
we have sort of been blessed in the sense that there isn't too much challenges presently. We have teamed up with Queen's University, and they would advertise the centre and the programmes we're running for their students if they want to give back to the community and for sort of further enhance their CVs and get accreditation points on their graduation. So in that sense, we've attracted about 7 volunteers so far this year from Queen's University. The problem is keeping them. So you'd probably find that a student would only be here for a length of their semester, 4 or 5 months, and then that's it, they're gone. And then follows on that a new student comes in, so you have to go through the whole induction process, build up that whole relationship again with the kids and so on, and then again a few months time they're gone and it's a new one. So having that consistent volunteer is a struggle, and it is a challenge.
There is a lot of potential out there for people to volunteer and they don't know about it and about the opportunities that are there, so maybe there is something that can be done from, you know, from councillors, local councillors and further afield, to encourage people to get out and to volunteer, to take part, to promote mental health, because it is good for your mental health. I know firsthand that it is, and that the feel-good factor of helping others is what you get by volunteering.
You know, the benefit is, like, if you can make one young person happy just by you being there and giving them your attention or whatever, you know, it's so rewarding to cheer someone up or to make someone feel good about themselves. You know, it's better than any amount of money you can get.
The benefits is you're doing something that's helping people, which should make you good. And if you are coming with anxiety or some issues, you know, you should leave a youth club at the end of the night happy and satisfied that you've done something good.
Just makes you feel good. Like, it just knowing that you're either making somebody's day or like just helping out and just giving that extra like special to somebody's day, it just makes you feel really good, and like just the experience is just really good.
I would recommend it because one of the things is that you will have fun. You will meet new people, and it's an essential skill as well, because you learn lots of skills in volunteering. So you do like communication skills and all that, because you would need that whenever you're older, and you just feel really good about yourself after you've volunteered, and it's something I'd say like a lot of people would need, you know, just around here, especially like a lot of younger teens that would need to do volunteering, just to like help themselves and help others for them to feel good.
It's feeling that sense of belonging, I suppose. So when you get in and having that sense of security that you're working alongside, the social aspect of it's next to none. You know, you're meeting new people, you're gaining opportunities, especially in youth work. You know, different programs come up, you could volunteer to be part of that there. And it's a foot on a ladder to possibly a different career, if that's what you wanted. There's accreditation courses and stuff there that funding could be applied for. They could get you trained up and then look at doing this. Well,
just like the atmosphere of like the place, and like I said before, everyone here gets along like family.
You're a crutch, you know, and you don't even know it. You know, you could be supporting someone through something so difficult, and you might know what they're going through, but they'll come back and say, you know, just being there, you know, just talking to them every night, supporting them, being a friend, you know, building a relationship. That's what it's all about. I know, like, through my personal experiences, this is the place that saved me. Not that I was ever in any. I'm just saying it kept me wanting to progress and wanting to do better, wanting to help other people.
I would actively encourage anybody to get involved in youth work, particularly those who present with the skills and the ability. We have some young people who come in here and volunteer and experience, or even come in on work experience from schools, and they automatically have an instant connection with the young people that they're working with.
If someone's thinking about volunteering, like if they're actually thinking about it, so it's in their radar, go and talk to someone. Go and talk to someone in a youth centre if that's what you want to do. If it's at a church space, go and talk to someone who runs these kind of things, because you're guaranteed they will want to volunteer. So they'll be able to point you in the right direction. I know if someone in this community wants to volunteer and comes to talk to me, I'll be able to point them in the right direction, which will be with me, and help them achieve what they want to achieve. And they'll not be, nobody's going to be laughed at, or nobody's going to be belittled. All the help that you can get, especially in a youth centre, is valued. There's lots of people out there with lots of skills. Maybe they're retired, and youth centres like this can put them to use and get loads of value from them.
Go for it. Yeah, definitely become a volunteer.